It's the final details. So I was live streaming and then I got up and accidentally disconnected my camera. So I'm back. I'm trying a different position. As it gets darker, the lighting is shitty in here, and I thought this might be better. It's also a little more comfy for me here at my desk. So, right, we were working on the details on these leaves and such. And I did a lot with the dark. And so now I got to do some with the light. Give myself a view of the picture that I'm working with. All right. Can we turn like this a little? There we go. That's what I need. All right. So the reason I'm looking back this way is I have the picture on screen for me to see, but I don't want to block the chat just in case somebody shows up. How do I move this? Oh, damn it. There we go. No. All right. God damn it. It's not doing what I want. Okay. So I want to come in with some light green and some yellow on some of these leaves. Final detail. So using our lighter colors now to make it pop. Got a new song stuck in my head. So how are we all doing today? I know there's nobody here, but someone, oh, there's one person here. Hi, one person. Don't run, don't go. How are we all doing? Anybody that happens to catch this later? Surviving? Yeah, that's all you can do, right? This crazy ass world we're living in. So, some little leaves in the background here. Look through here. Sort of dashing in. Yep. Painting the final details. Germans love that song, Final Countdown. I can't tell you how many parties, like birthday parties, garden parties, soccer, whatever. It's the final countdown. F2 Karen says, I am not well. My expenses are too high. F2 Karen, I am feeling you. Ain't that the truth? Everything is too expensive. It's too damn high. Hey, but put it into perspective. The important thing is those people that are in charge of like those taxes that we pay, they're making sure everybody has a good supply of weapons, right? So at least that's going on. And the world is a mess right now. It's a mess. I recommend getting a hobby, one that's cheap. A hobby that you can use to take you away from this nightmare that is life at the moment. Find something to distract yourself and just dive into it. Painting, drawing when I was a kid, that's always been how I just escaped, disassociated from stuff. Just lose yourself in it. And when things get too much, I turn to this. I turn to my painting. It's the final details of the painting. Of the painting. Moving my head like I can dance. That hurts. All right. Pay attention, Armstrong. Get the details. I'm looking at the picture on screen here. I'm not staring at you. Don't worry. It's you staring at me. So. All right. Pay attention. I did a little too much with these. That's okay. Artistic license. Yeah. Everything is too damn expensive right now. I have no stove. I have no stovetop, no oven. And like, when you're poor, a good way to save money is by cooking. Like I like to cook a lot of pasta and stuff, and you can cook that up. You can pander your pasta and you can cook that up and have it to eat for like a week. And I can't do that. Can't do that. And I've been trying to use this eBay kind of Anzeige to set up my kitchen here in my new apartment. I'll tell you what, it's full of weirdos. Listen, I come from America. If anywhere has a lot of weirdos, it's where I'm from. Germany, you got some special weirdos, and they're all on the eBay kind of Anzeige, I promise you. Yes, I'm just saying being poor is no fun. No fun. I think a lot of us are having no fun right now. Just gotta try to make the best of it, I guess. I don't even know what that means. I'm just saying words, honestly. Okay, I see some hints of some twigs and some yellows I need to get. Where is that? It's back behind this tree. Towards the top. And here I need more little twig situations and some little tiny leaves. All right. Just gonna take some black. Try to do some little twigs. Let's see here. Let's say it goes. Take this guy a little thicker. All right. And then let's go. He's coming out here. And off of him are a few little and on that, I'm going to place some little tiny leaves. Take take some of my dark green, but I'm going to mix it right with some light green, have both of them on my brush. And then there's some little leaves just going like that. And I got some yellow on them. Yeah. Yellow with some green back here too. Balance. I am just playing with greens and yellows on my palette, mixing them a little, putting some of each color on my brush. And I'm trying to just get in where I see some little leaves in the background, little leaves. Some yellow leaves in the background. Level with her head here. This comes up a little higher. More green. Yeah. And it's like, it's very full. The lower shoulder here. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it's getting thicker there. That's what I wanted. Some more yellow on some of them leaves. Mm-hmm. Hello, Ronald Lukian. Thank you for joining my channel, my live stream. I'm glad you like the painting. I'm working on the final details, concentrating a lot on them leaves that are in the forefront here at the top. Background. I'm just tying it all together at this point. I appreciate you being here. And I'm looking at my screen because I have my reference photo up there now. I like that. Thanks for joining us today. I was filming earlier. I was live streaming earlier, and I stood up and I unplugged my camera. I had to let the dark stuff dry anyway, so I could come in with the light. So I took a little break. Now I'm back. Filling it up, filling up the forest area with all the leaves. I can't believe how far I've come. And like, I just keep telling myself, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I need to say that to myself because like, I'll nitpick. I'll keep looking at it. I could do this. I could do that. And I'm just pleased with what I got so far. Just filling, using lighter colors, the light green, with the light yellows. And we're hitting a lot of points here. I gotta fill this in. There's like is it like bushes or something? Like some bushes or something going on here. So just to mix it up, let me grab a little dash of white. Just some kind of little bush right there. Right. And there's like a little branch. Light reflecting off of it. Up here, there was also like some kind of branch, a wood. Light reflecting off of it. Over here, there's some little grass pieces of light reflecting off of it. I'll come over that with a yellow then. Putting a white undertone and then touching it with the yellow makes it pop. I got some little hints of light coming in down here, down there, just little hints. Got some little hints here. Shines through a few of the branches. And then it does it again up here. Dab, dab, dab. Does it again up here. Oops, that was an oopsie, but I can work with that. Some light reflecting off of these. Just lots of little points of light. Do that with some brown. Get down with brown. Missed your last. Oh, Ronald, you didn't miss much. I disconnected on accident. And like I said in the beginning of the last live chat, like when I'm working on details, I concentrate and I get lost in it. Like meditation, it's difficult for me to keep the conversation going and keep the concentration. My brain's like, that's too much, but I'm trying. There's this really nice orange brown in the leaves on the ground. I don't think I have quite enough of that. I need to get some more of that in there. Looks like little fallen leaves. Yeah. Carry it to the back. That's that burnt sienna. It's a nice color. Yeah, I'm thankful for anybody that shows up here. I thank y'all for popping in. Saying a little something in the chat helps the algorithms. I appreciate that, Ronald. F2 Karen. We're just working on the details now, the stuff that's in the forefront, the stuff that brings out what we're looking at, makes things more visible. I did a lot of work this morning on the branches and the leaves. And now I'm doing my typical ADHD style where I jump all over the place. I keep looking at the picture and I need more of this orange brown down here. I see it. I think it's bunches of little leaves that fell. I gotta make sure I get enough of that in there. And that'll also make the little green patches pop a little more. Right there. Yeah, and just go with it right up the tree. Get some lines in that tree. I like painting trees. I want to get better at it. Just turn her upside down. Turn it upside down, you can see a little better, a little different perspective. So I think I want to get more this burnt sienna color, but I'm going to darken it a little and try to get some more ridges into my trees, a little bit more detail into some of them trees. I used some artistic license. I did not do the exact trees as are in the picture, but got the layout pretty damn similar. I had to use a little artistic license. Otherwise, I just make myself crazy. Sorry. nice, very nice, very nice. Just get a little dark green, but also a little yellow. And get down here a bit. Carry it right to the front. Working on the final details. You showed me your trucker hoodie last time. Don't know if you. Why wouldn't I remember that, Ronald? Of course I remember. King of the road. Truckers unite. We got to support each other, brother. We get the job done. It's my favorite hoodie. I got to get the zipper fixed on that. That zipper broke a long time ago. It does that thing where you try to zipper it up and instead it just opens at the bottom. I just never got around to taking it somewhere and getting it fixed. Yeah, I need there's some light on the top of this tree here. So I need to just little lines. 2 lines. Sun's hitting it. Curves back here. What am I doing? I feel like over here, I have a few more small little leaves. These gotta come up higher. Well, let me look at it like this. What am I missing there? Yeah, there's some more that like, which means I gotta use some dark too. Of course I did that. I'm a mess today. Stumbling, bumping into stuff, injuring myself. It's one of those days of it, I just stay home. That's what I needed there, but I need some more of that. It's right there. There's a weird spot. What is that? Cover that with some leaves. Oof, oof, oof. I am really happy with my painting. There's places where the sun shines. nicely. Oh, we are really almost there. Lighting sucks here. Let me take my light. Definitely need to improve upon my lighting situation here. It looks all right on screen, but it's getting dark here on my eyes. Yeah, seriously, I feel like I am, I'll say 97% finished, not including the clear lack. Still got to go on that hair. There's still some more fine details I need to put on that hair. And I still see some leaves. I got to touch on with some more yellow, get some more light reflecting on them. I think on the bark of the trees too. It's actually helpful to look at it like this for me. Thank you, Ronald. Ronald says it looks great. I appreciate that. I'm getting happy. I think it's also interesting to watch like the process, like how it's done, like how when I start it, I'm lowering my picture here. Like it just starts off as like a dab here and a bunch of dabs here, and I'll do a line here and a line here, and hopefully that'll turn into a tree, and that'll turn into a mountain. Yeah, I am really happy with this. I want it to be done already, but the person I'm painting for, luckily they said take your time. So I hope they really meant that, because I do want to get it right. Yes, I see some leaves. I see some leaves I got to perfect more. They need some more details on them. And again, I got to go over with some black on some of these branches up here. And I feel like I might need a few more little branches. I have to look at the picture again there. And down here, I need to... Let's do a little bit more on that jacket right now, because that jacket isn't done. But at the same time, I got to fill in this forest a little more. I see too much blue. And on the photo, there's not, as it goes downhill, the forest fills up and there's less blue showing through. So there are some spots, which is why I left it open, but I got to fill that in more. Got to make it more bushy. Yeah, I'm pleased. And then I got to make sure when I get it done that I get a picture of the picture and my finished product, if you will, and put them side by side. I don't know, maybe I can do this more. Maybe I could do a consignment. Maybe I could paint for people. It's just tricky when someone says they want something painted, like what they see in their head is not necessarily what I see in my head. And what I see in my head isn't always exactly what comes out on the canvas. But I'm enjoying the puzzle of it. It's like this has been like figuring out a puzzle. I keep looking at the picture and then looking at what I'm doing, and I got to really pay attention to what paintbrushes I use, not just like what colors and like where I lay them. And I'm enjoying the process of this, like trying to figure this out. Geez, my antivirus just gave me a bunch of warnings. Y'all better not be hacking me. So yeah, I've been enjoying the puzzle of it. Yeah, I'm painting this for someone. Long story short, Ronald, someone asked me if I could paint something for them. And I was like, I don't know. Let me see a picture of what you want painted. I can't paint everything. And they sent me a picture. And when I looked at the picture, I said, oh, that is so lovely. I just thought it was so lovely. And I said to the person, I said, let me just try. No pressure. And if you like it, maybe we can work something out. But I needed more things like this. I needed more challenges. Step outside of the box, I paint my own crazy stuff, but Like I've said it before here on my channel, like since becoming disabled and having more time where I'm just stuck sitting at home, feeling like I can't do anything without feeling sick, the painting has been my go-to thing. And in this time where I've had this more just sitting at home because of the disabilities, I decided to really push and challenge myself. And I started trying to educate myself more on, for example, realism. I always avoided doing realism. I never enjoyed it. I enjoy painting and drawing, and I enjoy the creativeness of it. I really feel like I'm letting something out when I'm doing it, and it also often feels like a form of meditation. So this was a really good challenge for me, trying to improve upon whatever talent I may or may not have. No formal education. I've taught myself. I follow some artists on social media, get some good tips that way. Grew up watching Bob Ross. And I got a book or two from a friend that has been teaching me about like proportions and depth and all that stuff. So this has been a really good exercise for me. Where's my Viridian green? Is this my Viridian green? That's my Viridian green. So yeah, painting this for someone and they might be checking in here. I hope they're happy with it. I hope to get it done soon. I need to come at that with a darker Viridian was not the choice, but can make it work. Places where the light is shining. I get my picture up again. There we go. I love it. It looks like every painting you do gets better. Oh, I appreciate that, Ronald. I really think it is. It is just practice makes perfect. Like, obviously I think there are people that are born with natural talent, but I mean, if anything interests you, like you put your energy into it and you try it over and over again and you research little tips, you can get better. You can build upon it. I've been drawing and stuff since I was able to hold a pencil. I always enjoyed it. Some little strands of some plants, some yellow on them. Where the sun is hitting. Oh, yeah. There we go. There's like some moss on the ground. Yeah. I feel like I gotta fill that in a little back there. We are getting there. Yes. Okay. Yeah. See, my lighting is wanky here. Damn it. That one's just gonna bug me. Let me let my eyes adjust. Let my eyes adjust. Ronald says, I'm really glad you got a decent place to live in. You look good, more radiant. You seem stressed a while back. Ronald, Ronald, I appreciate that. And I was really stressed. Holy fuck. I've had way too much going on, man. That last apartment was just not good in so many levels. And then I had a fight to get out of it and then to find a place. But yeah, I am really in love with my place. I'm not 100% moved in. I still got a few things to sort through back there. I got some stuff I'm selling on eBay. So I got kind of a little bit of clutter going on in the background there. But I got most of the apartment set up. And I still need some kitchen items. I still have no stove, no oven. I'm really sick of Germans telling me that I have a right to it. I can get it from the government because I have asked repeatedly, and apparently I can't. But I'll get there. I think maybe I'm looking on eBay, but Jesus, I'm telling you, I have run into some weirdos. I had a whole kitchen reserved, found on eBay. Nothing fancy, just someone replacing their kitchen. They wanted to get rid of their old one. Is about a 40-minute drive away from here, heading towards Cologne. And my buddy that was helping me, that has all the tools, the know-how, and a trailer, he lives 30 minutes the opposite direction. So he had to get to me. And, taking apart a kitchen and all that is a project. So I called up 2 other people. And on this day, the buses were late, trains were late. We were running late, and the whole time I'm giving text to this dude from eBay about this kitchen that I'm supposed to come disassemble and pick up, including an oven and everything. And it wasn't until we finally got there, granted about an hour late, but I'd given him updates, and he didn't say, no, don't come or anything like that. When we got there, I ring at the doorbell of the address he gave me. The house looks completely shady. Like missing names and stuff on the doorbell. Only one name. And I ring it. I'm half deaf, but I couldn't hear if it was ringing or not. Nobody answers, so I knock on the door. And some woman hangs out of the window upstairs and looks at me confused and a little worried. And I'm nervous at this point. What am I walking into here? And I look up and I look at her and I'm I'm here about a kitchen from eBay. And she's like, what? From who? And I told her the name of the person on eBay, obviously not a real name. And she goes, there's nobody here like that. We have no kitchen. I was like, what the fuck? And the dude, he just wrote me back right around this time where I'm hey, we're here, we're outside. And he's like, nope, we agreed upon a time and you weren't here at that time. So nope. This motherfucker. All this running around, driving, my friend's gas. What a pain in the ass. So then I got right back online. I started looking, okay, what does a new one cost, to get cheap, just the cabinets, no oven or nothing. Just to keep a cheap little setup. The cheapest I found was like between 300 and 400 euros, depending on who you bought it from, and it would have given me like a couple cabinets here and a couple like hanging cabinets. And I found a guy in Krefeld, it's like a town over, selling basically that same setup, just a few. Ronald says it's weird how they do that in Germany, apartment without a kitchen. It's not just weird, Ronald. It's a fucking nightmare. This is like, why Germans like to make things complicated is the conclusion I've come to. They like things complicated. Like if you've watched any of my videos on my channel, you've heard me say Germans have a paperwork fetish. I am convinced that a lot of these office workers have a paperwork fetish. Like they enjoy it. They rub on those forms and they're like, oh yeah, that's the stuff, Same thing for making things complicated. Some Germans seem to really enjoy making things complicated. And why have, something difficult like cabinets just built and permanently sitting there when you could just tear them all up into little pieces and cluttered transport them? Or a pain in the butt. I know, I worked in Germany for many years. Yeah, so you know, Ronald. I gotta say though, that I moved here in 2001. It's now 2024. In that time, I moved like a handful of times, and in that time span of me looking at apartments and like my experience with like apartment searching, it's gotten more difficult now to get an apartment. Obviously, there's housing shortages because rich people are hoarders. But I noticed this time around there are a few more apartments with kitchens in it. So apparently enough of us foreigners coming to Germany have bitched about this, and we possibly have shamed some German landlords into installing kitchens into their apartments. Because I noticed more it as an option more than I ever did in previous years when I looked for apartments. Not good is I noticed like in my area, there's a lot of people offering, I gotta translate it, Monitorwohnungen, apartments, I guess just for like worker guys that are like traveling through and only here for a certain amount of time. Like there's a shit ton of those in my town where we have apartment shortages for normal people. And I don't understand, I guess it's just easy money for scumbag landowners. But yeah, those people with these monitor handyman apartments or whatever you want to call them, they have everything in it. Kitchen, fridge, just like in America when you move into an apartment. I don't know. The Germans gotta make things complicated. They like it. It would be boring if it was easy. They like to think. They like to think about things, and the whole activity of taking something apart and putting it back together and just figuring out how you're going to transport it. Well, there's a lot of thinking there. So that turns the German's brain on. So you worked in Germany for many years, Ronald. Where are you now, if I may ask? You don't have to give me your exact address, but like a general location for my GPS would be good. Are you in America, or because of the English speaking? Are you British? You said you were a trucker. I'm going to guess you're in America. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Yeehaw! Nice. You down south, boy. You are down south. You like it? Or are you looking to get out? You're looking to get out like most of the people? Oh, you're Dutch. Oh, okay, so you're a Dutch guy. Worked in Germany. All right, I remember you telling me about you lived on the border. Okay. Now I remember. It's all coming back, Ronald. It's all coming back. I remember our conversations. I'm sorry you're in America. But, I mean, let's say you're a Dutch guy in America. So the two leaders of both of those countries have ridiculous amounts of things in common. Let's start with their hairstyles. Coevorden, yeah. Coevorden up on the border. I remember. I looked at Google Maps. I remember now, Ronald. I remember. So yeah, Holland. I don't know. I want to live in Holland, and you abandoned it for America land. Although I don't know if I want to live in it right now. Not because of anything you see in the news. There's a lot of bullshit going on in the news, but like that right wing government is so icky. Oh, what's that guy's name? Pim, Wim, whatever. Oh, he's so icky. He's so icky. A lot of shady shit going on. It's a shot show here, dude. I know it is, but you're not alone. You're not alone. Really, the whole world is a shot show right now. Up is down, down is up. Madness reigns. Nothing makes sense anymore. And I don't even know where to tell you. Like I keep thinking back. Yeah, the Dutch Trump. Yeah, that guy's ridiculous. Like and his hair. Like, is he trying to look like he's from like the 1700s? His hair. I thought Trump's hair is ridiculous. You gotta look at the guy running Holland right now. That guy. He should start wearing knickers, like the pants that come to here and stuff. Like, he looks like, like back in the day when they wore powdered ring. Geert Wilders, right? That guy. What a douche. What a douche canoe. I can't stand him. Funny, I don't know if it's still there, but I remember when I first moved to Mönchengladbach, when you would take the train over to Venlo, Holland, it's right over the border. But steady. When you would take the train over, you go over this water, and somebody spray painted on the bridge right before you get over to Venlo. It said, I think it said, Geert Wilders had a kleine pimmel or something like that. I love that somebody went out of their way to climb up on a bridge with a can of spray paint to write that the leader of their country has a small penis. It made me giggle every time I went over that train. Yeah. Let's let those set in. Give me some background colors here. Yeah, so yeah, you're not alone in America land. Unbelievable that we have the orange guy back in power. Ronald, listen, Linda, listen. It's not unbelievable. It's 100% believable. No offense, but it's 100% believable. Hey, you can't start now, Bistat. No? I want to paint a little while longer. It's not dinner time yet. Okay? Black cat's hungry. It's early. It's before it. Yeah, but like I was saying, it's not unbelievable that you got the orange man back in power. It's not. It's not, Ronald. This is exactly what y'all should have expected. This is exactly what y'all should have expected. When you have no left and right going on over there. You have some people that cosplay as they're on the left, but they're like barely on the left, And you have the right wing who's been getting more and more ballsy in America and saying more and more obscene things and getting all the inbred rednecks behind them, right? At the same time, your parties that claim to be left in America, when they're not in power, they pretend to be upset about kids in cages, for example, at the border. And when they are in power, they stop being upset and they put more kids in cages at the border. It's just have that mess going on. Have that mess, generally speaking, going on in a country that doesn't value education at all. Not only does it not value education at all, it doesn't provide competent education to the average man, including the mass amounts of poor people, right? So you do that. It's not unbelievable that Orange Man is back in power. It's just business as usual. Historically speaking, America. Nothing is shocking anymore, Ronald. Nothing is shocking anymore. Everybody's so full of shit. But it really does feel like, I don't know, it's like it's not just one thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much different madness going on in the world coming from so many different directions. It's insane. Usually, like, we can all rally together and get behind one thing, but no, you've got so many different directions, just absolute madness going on right now. But the American game, this election in America was incredibly frustrating for me to watch. I know it was frustrating for everybody, but it was straight up, like, man, I'm becoming an old lady. I've been around for a while and I've always been interested in politics and the news and stuff like that. And for me personally, it was really exciting to see third-party candidates this past election, actually make some headway and actually get on ballots, actually become an option. And if all of those people that said, I can't vote for her, actually did, they would have been a real option, like, and I felt like I was watching, like, for the first time, there is somebody up there saying, hey, if I become president, I want to look at more social services, more support for the community, better education, forgiving student loans, providing healthcare like the rest of the Western world, bringing up a better standard of living in America for the average person, like the rest of the Western world. And America had that option actually for the first time on the ballots next to, hey, we like war. And the other option was, hey, we like war too. And I just feel like the majority didn't go for what they really need. What they really need for the real change that they really need, and what they really need to catch up with the rest of the Western world. Seriously, war? Seriously? When are we going to evolve? Can we evolve already? Can we evolve? What's that? My kitty. I got to do something to this jacket. Now I'm all fired up and angry. Thanks a lot, Ronald. How am I supposed to paint happy now? Alright, so there's a couple little folds in this jacket. I wanted to bring out a little more. My cat's gonna get noisy. Doesn't like when I have conversations with other people. Not right, Bastet. Yeah, it's tough to, like, it's always been my habit. My dad used to do it too. I think that's where I get it. I get up in the morning, I get my coffee, and I look at the news. And I feel like that behavior is completely unhealthy right now. It's just, you get hit from every direction. Just what do I concentrate and have anxiety about first, you know? When you look at the news. What am I doing? I got some yellow on here and I wanna just some thin lines. Right, and then they're over here. I got some there. I got some there. There's just like a hint here. Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't watch the news anymore. Yeah, it's no good. I check on headlines. I check on a source that will give me multiple sources. I don't always believe everything I'm reading, but I have a need to like be aware of at least what they're saying, if you know what I mean, you know? Yeah, the news, yeah. Yeah, fun times we're living in, isn't it, folks? Fun times. The only hope I can find, you know, trying to find some hope is, you know, it really is crazy, right? To watch. We're not just watching one or two countries. We're watching so many countries go really far right now. And I mean, generally speaking, historically, when things tend to swing really far one way, okay, sometimes really horrible things happen and we need to buckle down and be prepared for those horrible things to be happening. But they were already happening, I would argue, anyway, right? They were already happening. But what I'm getting at is often, historically speaking, when things swing politically to one way, they cause some damage, right? People remember that. And generally after, then we'll have a swing back. Hopefully we'll go back. Hopefully we will learn our lessons and go back the other way. It was like, you know, the thing in America, we got short attention spans. We got really short attention spans. But you saw that, like Trump was in, and people got really just sick of him. They just got sick of him. Even a lot of his own followers, and you know, he lost. And then you got Sleepy Joe Biden, who doesn't even know what day of the week it is. And his partner in crime, Kamala, who likes to cosplay as an ICE officer. But that was like, that's how it was explained. Like a lot of his own people got sick of him. Yeah, well, Sleepy Joe Biden and Kamala didn't do too many impressive things to help their own people. They helped out a lot of weapons companies. They sure did. They sure did help out a lot of weapons companies and a lot of billionaires. And so you see in those votes, like a lot of just F this shit. I'm done with this. It's like a protest vote, you know? And they've forgotten like what went negative under Trump's last time or whatever, what they didn't like. Come on. Look at how many people in the Democrats were crying about kids on the border. You know, kids in cages on the border under Trump. in those facilities that were originally created by Obama and Biden, but they were really upset about that shit when Trump was in power. And then, well, Biden kept kids in cages and he even put more in them, separated more of them from their parents. And let's not forget when we're talking about them, so history repeats itself, and none of this is unbelievable. This is exactly what America deserves. When we're talking about them, these are people native to that land that we're grabbing, that these descendants of colonizers, of land stealers and genocide committers are stopping at the border of Mexico, separating them from the kids, putting them in cages. I'm just really curious if they're going to pretend to be upset about it again now that Trump's coming back in power. So maybe they'll pretend to be upset and actually do something this time. So there you go. If you want to find something good about the situation, there's an option. I think people are starting to see through this shit. I really am. I'm seeing more and more than I did in my younger years, because of access to the internets, for example, where more and more people are seeing through the bullshit. They're starting to see through the bullshit. They're starting to realize that the people in charge are not working for us. In many ways, they're working against us. It gives me a little hope that more people are waking up to what's going on in the world. It was easier for the people at the top to deceive us before the internet existed and before everybody had a camera in their hand and the ability to put that camera online for thousands of people to see all over the world. It was much easier for them to deceive us and lie to us. Just saw that recently. I watched that Lifetime happening in Amsterdam recently. Oof. Not even good liars anymore. They really aren't. Yeah, my lighting is really shitty here. I feel like I shouldn't do too much at risk of messing it up. I want some lines in that bark. So yeah, but I guess what I was saying is buckle up. Buckle up. It's going to be a tough ride, right? Every ride comes to an end, though, Don't forget while you're on this tough ride to learn from your own mistakes. We all need to learn from our own mistakes. Ask yourself and your friends, how did we get in this situation? Bastet. It was completely quiet during the last live stream. Now you're going to be a little douche canoe, right? Leaves. There's only little hints of green. And honestly, what we need to, my communist friend is correct. We need to community build. We need to connect with our people. We need to connect with our neighbors, our allies, like-minded thinking people, and talk about these things and talk about change and get involved. And if you can't get involved like politically, just get involved in community actions, helping poor, be part of the solution. And speaking out is a big part of it. Shh. My cat is screaming. It's gonna piss me off. Lots of leaves. Martin Thunderberg, perhaps people will get angry when eggs in the supermarket don't become more expensive but disappear because people who collect the eggs have been deported. Yeah. Immigrants do more than that, but your point is correct. Or when they realize that there's no eggs because chickens have gone extinct or some shit like that because we're just destroying the planet as well. Some people will never realize, some people will never learn. I think I gotta put my picture down. Some people do, willful ignorance is a thing. Don't forget that. And that's another thing I'm convinced like some Americans are. They're willfully ignorant. They're willing to look away and pretend they don't know about an issue rather than face it. Because they know if they look at some issues too closely, they know they're fucking guilty. Land back. I'm almost out of coffee. Is it my cat's dinner time? 4:30 is a little early. I'm thinking maybe I should give my cat some dinner. He heard the D word. Now I'm in trouble. If I give you dinner, will you stop screaming? Okay. Okay. I'm going to give my cat some dinner. I will be right back. Okay, look at this. The cats have been fed. All right, so where were we? What was I bitching about? Problem is the tough rides never seem to end. Boy, that's the truth, man. That's the truth. That's how it felt for me the last couple years. It was just like, just boof, 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 boof. And now that's happening all over the world, you know. Financially, corruptness, right? It's just raw. It's one thing after the other. In times like that, when you're getting hit from all sides, you know, when you're getting hit from all sides, it's coming from every direction. You got to find a way to step away from the situation, step back, and take care of yourself. At least that's it for me. When it all becomes too much, eventually I just shut down. No more looking at the news. No more looking at my damn phone. I also become very antisocial. But sometimes it's self-preservation. You gotta get away from it. You gotta clear your head. You gotta take care of your body. Go for a walk. Go into a forest. Go be with nature. You gotta recharge yourself and be ready for the next fight. You know, that's what you gotta do. Like I say at the end of all my videos, you gotta take care of yourself. You can't take care of anybody else if you don't take care of yourself. So especially in tough times like this, you know, drink your water, take your vitamins, go for a walk, and try to do something good for the community. If you want to see change in the world, you got to be the change, you know. I want to get into guerrilla gardening. The more and more I read on this guerrilla gardening idea, I like it. I like it. And it's something that's fairly simple to do. Like you can start plants out here on my balcony come springtime. I have seeds. I'm pretty good about collecting and saving seeds. But even buying seeds, say vegetables or herbs or stuff like that, it's cheap. Still under €1, like a few cents, and you get a bunch. Starting things like fruits and vegetables, which governments could plant, for example, in parks, but why would they give people free food, right? So, like, I like this idea, you know? It's like a very passive, not at all aggressive form of anarchy, if you will. Like if you look at trees planted around cities, like many cities all over the world, not just in America. Governments went out of their way to plant just the male version of the tree so that it would never fruit. Guerrilla gardening. Guerrilla gardening. But spelled gorilla like a fighter. What's that? Like Guer? Gorilla, like down in South America, like real fighters. Guerrilla gardening. Yeah, the idea is plants. We need plants. Number one. Right. Guerrilla gardening. So like there are lots of space. I mean, obviously, if you live in the middle of New York City, there's no open spaces, right? But if you're anywhere outside of a city, there's parks, there's forests, there's spaces by lakes and creeks and stuff like this. And like you take one potato, right? You take one potato, put it in some water, let some of those little like roots start to grow or whatever. Plant that little mother in the ground. You're going to have a whole bunch of potatoes in a couple months for free. Essentially. I mean, of course, you had to buy that one potato. It cost. Come on now. And I'm saying, what's stopping us? What's stopping us from planting free food? Free food in various locations. And once you know that it works, in little hidden corners of parks or forests or whatever, wherever you can find spaces, depending on the vegetable or fruit or whatever. I mean, then you can start sharing information as to where those plants are, for example, with homeless people. I'm just saying, I like this idea. I read about this. I've been reading more about it. We'll see what happens come springtime, right? I got ideas. I got time. But also not just the fruits and vegetables. So that's like a little action that one could take that's pretty much harmless. In fact, I think if a government got mad at that would be kind of funny to watch them complain about that. Oh no, she's planting vegetables. Really, bro? I don't have a yard, Ronald. I don't. I have a cute little balcony that gets a lot of sun. So in regards to like starting plants, it should be fine come springtime. Right now is not a good time of year to do that. The building I live in does have a nice space out back that nobody's doing anything with. It's all overgrown with weeds. I've gone out there and started cleaning it up, and it's like a private goal of mine. By springtime, I want to clean it up. I talked to the building owner. He was like, "Yes, Frau Armstrong, we would love it if you make our property prettier for us." And I was like, I like doing garden work and I see possibilities, so I'll make it pretty back there. I'm already planning on slipping some lavender plants. I brought over some of my lavender plants from the last apartment. I'm going to plant some out back, and strawberry plants. I got quite a few strawberry plants. Right now they're sitting in containers on my balcony. Come springtime, I'll be giving those strawberry plants some new homes, some here, some in other locations. Yeah, no. I wish I had a yard, The last place I lived in America before I moved to that trailer, I had a decent yard. I miss having a yard. Like, I even like doing the yard work. I don't know anybody else like I enjoy mowing lawns. Or at least I did before I had vertigo. So I think it would be harder now. I think I'd probably feel nauseous, but I enjoy working. I like picking out the weeds, and it's a very satisfying, relaxing job to do, being out in nature, just the environment too, just hearing birds and seeing animals and insects and stuff. When I was out back, this house that I live in here, when I was out back cleaning up the little area back there, one of these little orange, they're like orange brown birds. You remember your trailer life. Can't forget the trailer. Here in Germany, well, Ronald, you used to work here in Germany. You might know what I'm talking about. There's these little birds. They're only about that big. They're like a brownish, orangish color and their eyes are like perfect little black dots. And they're known for being like fairly friendly. Like they fly close to humans and stuff. And there was one of them back there. I can't think of what that bird is called. Oh, they're adorable. They're adorable. But there's one that lives back here, so I'll be making friends with him. I like to make friends with the nature around me. Insects too. Lots of snails, I noticed. We've got lots of snails here. I don't know why. I also noticed that the soil here where I'm living now is very like clay based. You know what I'm talking about though, Ronald? You know at the last apartment, the people on the ground floor had one of those little had one of those little birds. It lived there, and when you would come out, like it would come and it would like do like a Disney princess movie. It would fly by you. Yeah, it's one of the mouses. It's one of the mouses. I want to say it begins with an S or something. But yeah, I remember like looking it up online because the lady at the last place on the ground floor, she told me, she's like, no, these birds are known here in Germany for being very friendly. I was like, how about that? I didn't know about that. They are adorable. And so I was happy to find one living out back here. I put out bird seed already. And every time I walk back towards the old place, I take bird seed in my jacket pocket and I go looking for my pigeons. Spotted them a few times. One time I got them to take some seed from me, but it's a little chaotic on the street. And I'm a little offended. There were a couple times where I stood there on a street corner and I know they were looking at me, but they didn't come down. I don't know. They might be mad at me because I left them, my old pigeon friends from the last place. There's no hard feelings. But I'm looking forward to when the weather gets nice to investigating across the street from me is a nice big forest. It's not big. It's a little forest. It's probably not even a forest. It's just a park. But it's mine. And every time I go there, there's nobody there. So it's mine. I'm a bird lady. I'm a cat lady. I'm an insect lady. I'm a plant lady. But I can hyperfixate on a lot of things. And will and do. I am only going to do a few more highlights because my lighting is not great here right now. I really don't want to mess it up. Are you in a better neighborhood? Well, I'm still in Mönchengladbach. So, no, actually, yeah. That was epic. It was what was so epic about that last apartment. All my years in Germany. In a span, okay, that last apartment I was at, in a span of 3 or 4 years, I saw at least 4 people, all different situations, nothing to do with the other, in front of my apartment down the street, get punched in the face. That never happened anywhere else all my years here in Germany. America, of course, but Germany, I wouldn't have expected that. In the last month I was there, not 1, 2 police raids. Woke up in the morning, get my coffee, opening the Rollo on the window, looking to see what the German world is doing outside my window, and I notice cop truck. So I stick my head out, cop truck, and then I see them coming like a pack of Fine. They raided the place not next to me over past that. And then it wasn't even like 2 weeks later. The same thing with the place next to it. I don't know what was going on that Platz I lived in. And also the views. Oh my God! The last apartment I used to sit sometimes with my painting up against the one window I had. It was a nice big window, let a lot of light in, so it was a good place to sit and paint. And when you're working, for example, on the small details, and I'll sit here for hours staring close, working on the small details. When you're doing that, you got to stop once in a while. You got to like rub your eyes and you got to look far away. You got to change your focus, right? Kind of heal your eyes, give them a rest from what you were doing. So I would be sitting there painting, and then I would look out my window out onto the plots in front of me in the middle of big city Mönchengladbach. Man, I saw a woman poop on a mattress. Multiple men, usually freaking foosball fans, whipping their dong out and taking a leak on the street, straight on view from my window. Thanks, Germany. So yeah, the things that were going on down there, oh my God. And for a while I had the psychopath on the bottom floor with the donor pizza place. A lot of shady things did go on there. And where I am now is not so far. It's Mönchengladbach, Ronald. It's not all of Germany. It wasn't like that in Franken, I'll tell you that. It's a little different down there. Your problems are different down there. But where I am now is just a little further down the road. So I've got still decent access to the center of the city in regards to shopping, my doctors and all that shit. But I seem to be just far enough away that it's calmed down. The road I'm on, it has real ex-industry town vibes. There's not much on the road. There's like a kiosk. I think there's one restaurant. Yeah, that's about it. And then there's a big park back there. But I like that. And I like that it seems calmer, quieter. Definitely, I think, better than where I was already. And, that wasn't so important, the neighborhood, because I don't go out. I don't really socialize, and I go to bed early. So what goes on in that outside world, as long as it doesn't come in, But see, that was the problem with the last place. My door was freaking busted. Like anybody could have come in, and I already had psychopaths in that building. That was just blah. That I would walk into that building, and it was just dirty, and it just stunk. And I'm over here battling with like self-esteem issues and stuff. But I'm coming home and thinking, yeah, this is what I'm worth. Like there's someone in this world that thinks this is fine. This is exactly how she or anybody should be living. And they should pay for it. Fucking ridiculous. And this building is clean. It's not perfect. I started cleaning up out back. It looks like some people seem to be throwing their litter on the ground or whatever, but humans. But somebody comes and cleans the stairs every week. There's an elevator. My apartment was painted before I moved in. My door locks and is really secure. I even have a peephole. I love a peephole. I hear anything, I'm like, what is that? Yeah, the last place was bad, Ronald. It was no good. And that's the funny thing. I didn't even try for this apartment. I didn't apply for this apartment that I got. I wanted the one upstairs. And I just stayed on this guy. I went to go look at another apartment I couldn't afford, and I kept bringing up this place because I told him, I said, I like the park. I like the park that's behind it. I think I'd be happy there having access to a park, you know? And I stayed on the guy, and then he invited me to come and look at it. And when I came here, I'm looking at this place, and like the first thing I noticed was it has a bedroom. And according to the government, because I get assistance, I don't have a right to bedroom. They wanted me to find a 50 square meters, one room, which I have no problem with. I'd be fine with 50 square meter, one room. You know, I was even excited about it. I thought, oh, it's simple to clean and everything. And I said to this guy, I said, I don't think I'm going to be allowed to move in here. I was like, the government wants me like in a small, cheap and specific size and all this shit. But apparently this apartment was set up for disabled people. It was supposed to be meant for like to have wheelchair accessibility, but apparently they screwed up on a few things. And so therefore they've been having a hard time renting it to those specific people, which they're supposed to. And because I have disabilities, we figured out that we could work together. I had to get some doctor's notes, you know, the bureaucracy, fill all kinds of forms and get approval. But the guy with the place, this was his idea to put me in here instead of the place upstairs. And he really helped make it possible. Really, really, really thankful for that. Yeah, before this, I was looking at a place that was really on the outside of town. It was over near a castle. It was over near Schlossreit. Schlossreit. It's a little castle in Mönchengladbach. Just between you and me, as somebody who's been a big fan of castles in my time living in Germany, and I've gone out of my way to go see many, many castles, this castle in Schlossreit, it's not that impressive. Shh. But yeah, we got this castle there. But anyway, I looked at a place near there. And what it was is it was this young couple who had bought this house, like a 3-story house, and they were gutting it and renovating everything. And what they had done already was gorgeous, you know. And they had this attic apartment that needed a lot of work. And the lady had seen I put an ad on eBay Kleinanzeigen about my situation, that I needed dringend. I needed an emergency in an apartment, and that I'd be willing to renovate and whatever. Like, contact me if you think we could work together. And this lady had responded to my ad and invited me to come look at the place. That was a cute location, man. I took the bus out there from the center of the city. It only was like a 10-minute bus ride, surprisingly. And I stepped off the bus and I'm on this road that's lined with trees, really pretty. And I had to go behind the houses on this like back road onto another back road. And that back road sat on the edge of a nature protection area. So just wide open, green field trees. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, as I was walking to the place, I was like, I could live here. I really liked all of the nature and the feel of being far away. And even though that castle doesn't really do anything for me, kind of cool being near a castle as an American girl. It is kind of, even if it's not the best castle, it's still a castle, right? How many people I went to high school can say they live near a castle, right? So yeah, and I talked with these people, but that place needed so much. Like the what was the bathroom area needed to be switched, and then have a kitchen put in. Like, didn't even have the plumbing. One of the rooms, it didn't have a windows. There was a lot to be done, is what I was getting at. And I put a shout out to a bunch of friends I know that have like the know-how or have tools or have just said they would be there for me to help me. And I had an army built of people. I was considering moving, renovating that whole place. And then this came up. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is much better. This is much, all of the rooms have windows. The walls have been painted. It's safe. It's secure. Yeah. And it has a balcony and a bathtub. Bathtub is my dream here, Ronald. That was one of the things. I wasn't so worried about, like, the government wanted to push me into a small one-room apartment. I just knew that like that specific size and type apartment here in Germany usually means two things. It usually means it's going to be on a top floor, right? And it usually means it's going to have a bathroom with only a standing shower, probably something that was installed in like 1981. I don't like a standing shower. I mean, I take showers, but I do like to have the option of a bath, especially with like muscle pains and back pains and leg pains and feet pains. Sometimes it feels good to just lay in a hot tub, heal my body, you know. This bathtub it's big. I'm tiny. I can like swim in it. So many advantages of being tiny, I'll tell you. So yeah, my neighborhood hasn't changed much, but I gotta say, really funny is that I like all the people I've met here since I moved in. You know, because Germany, I haven't talked to everybody, but quite a few people in the building here came up to me and introduced themselves and, you know, did that kind of stuff that generally happens in America, you know. And in all of my years living here in Germany, rarely happened here. You know, the Germans are rarely, they'll even look at you as a neighbor. So I was very, very happy to find out my neighbors in this house are really, really cool. A lot of foreigners here. Seems to be the way to go if you want nice neighbors. You can rely on us immigrants, you know. And by springtime, that area out back I'm cleaning up. I wanna get it all cleaned up, and I want to get a grill, and I want to put a sign up in the hallway, and I want to invite my neighbors that we can have a grilling together. Let's get to know each other. They'll either like me or they'll hate me. I don't know. But I just figured since everybody seems kind of friendly, and if the majority of us in the building are immigrants, then yeah, we should connect, right? What? Bastet, I gave you dinner. I did. It was enough. I gave you dinner, buddy. You're a big liar head. So yeah, between now and spring, I'm gonna see if I can arrange an art show, people. Little by little, I'm settling in. I'm moved into my apartment. I got a decent little painting area here. Now that the most of the moving in stress is done, and all of my court dates I had, Jesus, I sound like I got all my court dates done. I didn't end up in jail. Now I'm gonna concentrate on doing something with my art, as people have been telling me for a long time. Come here. Come here. Do you want to come say hi to the people? Come here. Come here. Come here, Bastet. Come here. Come on up. You don't want to come say hi. You're so noisy. Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'll be happy if I can get my damn kitchen done. I really wish I could. There's not having a kitchen in your apartment in Germany needs to end, Germany. It needs to end. Dear German landlords, install a freaking kitchen, you cheapskates. You could get the cheapest counters, the cheapest sink, and a cheap fridge, a cheap stove. And you can make a poor person's life easier. And knock it off. Yeah, I gotta find an oven and a stove. My only choice is to look on the eBay. That's the option. I'm so sick of dealing with weirdos on eBay. Yeah, I gotta let that sit. I really thought I was gonna get this done, and the lighting is getting too dark for me to do a good job. Nah, I gotta let it sit. I'll do it tomorrow morning. So yeah, now that I'm settled in, I want to concentrate on the art. I want to concentrate on getting some art pieces done. I want to see if I can set up some sort of art show, either at a location or like maybe at a park or something like that. Okay. And I'll see if I can sell a few pieces. I can see an immediate change. You smile, more peaceful. Yeah, I was so stressed the last year. Jesus, my cat. Yeah, being threatened with homelessness is really not good. No fun, 0 out of 10, would not recommend. It wasn't just, it was also just the whole thing was just so frustrating, you know? I know so many German friends that had they been in that situation, they would have been complete dicks. And naive little me really tried to help make things better there. I really just tried to help. Maybe I can help. Help the person you're paying. I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. And it's just that was just like it's just a slap in the face. How do you cook? Usually I use a stove, utensils, and food is involved. I wouldn't say I'm like the best cook, but I enjoy cooking. I don't bake. Baking is too exact, so I don't bake, but I do like to cook. I like to cook I like to cook a lasagna, but I also like to make like a soup, like a good chicken noodle soup. I know a good recipe for a beef soup in like tomato juice with like Tabasco, like a spicy beefy soup with some potatoes, like going the direction of like a stew. Yeah, nice and chunky. Chili, I like to make a good chili. I love pasta. Like anything with tomato sauce, I could eat that every day. But I cook a little bit of everything. Cook a little bit of, I think that's very American. Like I might cook Italian food one night and like I might make Chinese the next day if I'm cooking. If I'm cooking and if I have the money for groceries. Let's be realistic, folks. You know? Like the recent years, because of lack of money, I haven't made many dishes with meat. I've hardly eaten any meat. I'm almost a vegetarian. I don't really miss it either. The more I think about it, I really think I shouldn't be eating it anyway. But chicken gets me. Chicken gets me every time. Yeah, but I miss cooking. I like steamed broccoli, spinach. And in my house growing up, my dad was the cook, and he always cooked like balanced meals. Big, you gotta have a potato, you gotta have a meat, you gotta have a vegetable, like nice big helpings of stuff. A lot of German and Polish influence in the cooking when I grew up. So I'll go that direction too sometimes, cooking. But I like cooking more than baking because of the freedom. Like with baking, you have to be so exact. And if you don't get it right, it's a mess. You can't, it's an unedible mess. And like cooking, I don't know, maybe I just had luck. But I like how you can be like, oh, I'm gonna try a dash of this. I'm gonna try a piece of this. And I'm gonna substitute this with that. And you can make it work. And it's like painting. It's like creative. And I can be this like cluttered kind of a all over the place mess, but still come out with something edible. At least I think it's edible. Like I said, I don't think I'm the best cook. I can cook a meal. I can make a sandwich. It's been a while since I cooked. My son's birthday's coming up, so I'm hoping I have an oven by then because I want to cook dinner for him. And a couple of friends that helped me with the move-in, I want to cook for her, like I don't have much to offer to say thank you. That sucks. Quite honestly, that really fucking sucks. But, food we got to buy anyway for survival. So I can find a way for food. And like one of my friends, man, he went out of the way. Like he had the car, he had the trailer, he had all the tools. He put up all of my lights. I don't know how to put these goddamn lights on. Installed all of my lights, even brought me an extra light because I needed one. Showed up here with these cheap ass countertops I bought for my kitchen. The same friend showed up here with a gigantic saw the counter stuff. Yeah, I got no stove. I got no oven right now. I can't seem to get help to get one. But yeah, I would like to, like, ideally I want to get, no, I don't have a stove. I don't cook right now, Ronald. That's what I'm saying. I miss cooking. I'm sorry if I was confusing what I was saying. No. What I found was I ended up finding some counters, just the counters. And a sink, but without the actual piece that the water comes out of. So basically right now what I have in my kitchen space, I have a kitchen room. I have some counters. And how I'm eating is I have a refrigerator so I can keep food cool. Come here. And I have a microwave. And I have a sandwich maker, panini maker, so I can make like grilled cheese sandwiches. I got my coffee maker, my hot water cooker, and a toaster. So yeah, that's how I'm wasting money. Like it's cheaper to make, like I said, like a big bowl of pasta, some rice, and live off of it, eat it for a couple of days. Right now I'm wasting money because I got no way to fucking cook food. The supermarket near me, though, has back at their butcher counter, they have a warm section. So they sell warm stuff. Sometimes they'll have braten, so like a roast, hoxen, or a chicken leg, or they'll have roasted chickens. So I've been able to get 1 or 2 warm meals other than just sandwiches and microwave soups. Yeah. The stove too. Like we were just talking about how stupid this is here in Germany. You move into an apartment and they don't have anything. Like a stove. Like they gotta make things so complicated. Why couldn't they just put these things in these apartments? The stat, you need to be quiet. You're not going outside right now. You're not going outside. It's wet and yucky. You're just gonna walk around and bark. I gotta stop. The lighting is not good. I'm keep trying to turn it. Yeah. All right, I'm calling it. I gotta stop. Because if I don't, I'm gonna mess up any of the progress I made. Because I'm doing it in bad light. And then tomorrow when I start again in the good light, I'll see every damn mistake I made. Come here. Yeah, come here. Yeah, come here. Come up here. That's a good boy. Yes. That's what you needed. He's a very needy little boy. He's very needy. He needs attention. And whenever I have somebody over and we're in a conversation and he hears 2 voices going back and forth, that's when he starts this yelling around in the background. And the same thing when I try to live stream or I do a video chat every Friday night, a video chat with my friend back in America. And he just wants to get his 2 cents in, this cat. He just wants to get his 2 cents in. Yeah, you love this brush, huh? Let's make you a start. Let's get the camera down. Hi, Thomas. How are you? I had to stop painting. My lighting is getting bad. It's a little dark here. I got a painting almost done over here, Thomas. So I'm happy about that. My cat needed some attention. So I'm giving him attention. For those of you that don't know, this is Bastet. This is Bastet. I found this little baby boy out back of that place where I was living last. Somebody dumped him back there, and he was getting beat up. He was crying. And within 5 minutes of me going out there and meeting this dude, he curled up just like this at my feet. And I said, yeah, I'm not leaving you out here. I'm taking you home. I'm all right, Thomas. Thanks for asking. I'm all right. All considering the world is on fire. You know, the world is on fire and everything is just insane and nothing makes sense. Speaking of that, but also on another note, I don't know. Did anybody else hear this thing that like the core of the earth, the center, the core of the earth has like changed the rotation, the direction it was rotating in? Do you think that has anything to do with all the madness all over the world? It's just a random thought. Some butchers sell complete meals. You're saying some butcher shops, yeah, they're kind of expensive. Sorry, I touched the no zone. I'm sorry. At the railway, they got some that look good quality. You know, you get some broad, you get some Blaukraut, purple cabbage, Spätzle, or potatoes. They're expensive. They were like €6 or something like that. Everything's expensive. Everything's expensive. We need a get-rich-quick scheme, folks. We need a get-rich-quick scheme. Maybe I'll start my own religion. My religion will welcome everybody. But, yeah, I don't know. I have to think on that. Starting a religion's a good way to make money. Especially if you can get a legitimate status and you get all the tax breaks. I still don't understand how here in Germany, the government works together with the church in taking their cut from their people. I thought that was something that stopped in like the Middle Ages, you know, like the stories in the Middle Ages, like the soldiers going down with a priest in the church and collecting money from all the peasants. Yeah, I thought that ended when we all rose up, when the peasants all rose up and burnt down all the castles and the churches. What, did we forget about that already? Or is that just me? Here in Germany, the government does the collections. Like you mark it on your taxes what your religion is, and then out of your paycheck, they take this percentage. I shut that off right away when I learned about that over here. That's kind of crazy. This is all he wanted. He wanted attention. He heard me talking to you folks, and he wanted to be part of it. Plus, he loves this brush. You love this brush. It's so black. He has the most beautiful black coat. It's such thick black hair. So shiny. Oh, he's such a pretty boy. Yeah. And he's so thankful. He constantly needs reassurance. This is why I really think somebody abandoned him. And then when I found him, because like where I found him, he wouldn't have so easily wandered into. Like I think somebody dumped him there, and like, he needs constant reassurance. Like I see it like affected him. It's I see it when I'm talking to other people. He wants to be a part of it. When I leave the room, I get up to do anything. He follows me. He goes with me. He keeps me so safe in the potty. He needs constant reassurance. Everything's okay. And I don't mind. I give it to him. He's the cutest little thing. I really think he was meant to be with me. People shouldn't be letting their cats outside anyway. I hate when I hear someone say, oh, I let my cat go outside. Do you not have access to the internet? Wie ist die Küche geworden? Ach, Thomas. Ich habe immer noch kein Herd, immer noch keinen Ofen. Ich habe eine Spule, aber kein Spularmatur. Ich habe einen Untertischspeicher, aber mit nichts verbunden. Yeah, ich habe... Oh, Thomas, me and Ronald were just talking about this. Now I can tell a story in German. Let's do that. So ich guck die ganze Zeit an eBay Kleinanzeigen und ich habe mir doch was gefunden. Mit alles dabei, Elektroherd und alles. Habe das organisiert. Leider an dem Tag war Bus und Bahn verspätet und dadurch waren wir verspätet. Ich habe die ganze Zeit Updates gegeben an diesen Tipp von eBay. Und nur bis wir war da und ich habe geklingelt auf einem Tour und der Mensch sagt mir, da ist keine da. Ich habe eine falsche Adresse bekommen. Schreib das Tipp mir zurück, dass wir haben eine andere Uhrzeit ausgesprochen. Das passt mir nichts mehr. Oh, they killed me. So, that was the first day wasted. First kitchen I attempted to get off of eBay. And what just a weird situation. Like really unsafe going to strangers' houses. And then you find out it's not even the people you were writing with. Right. So, dann habe ich weitergeschaut bei eBay, kleine Anzeige, habe ich einen netten Mann in Krefeld gefunden. Leider kein Elektroherd dabei. Aber ich habe mir ein paar Schränke, 1, 2, 3, 4 Schränke. In einer ist so eine Spule, aber wie gesagt, kein Armatur, weil bei ihm, das war auf die Wand gebaut. So da muss ich noch kaufen und dann ein Loch bohren und das alles verbinden mit dem Wasserspeicher. So I'm still washing my dishes in the bathroom. Ja, kein Elektroherd, aber ich habe den Schrank davor. Und ich konnte noch einen Schrank brauchen, aber zum Übergehen, ich habe das mindestens, was ich brauche. Ich habe ein paar Schränke, ich habe einen Kühlschrank, ich habe eine Mikrowelle. All right, Ronald, thanks for being here, man. I'll see you the next time. I don't know when the next time will be, but be safe, take care of yourself. I really appreciate you being here and the conversation, my friend. Thank you. Have a good night. Building a kitchen in German speed. Dude, Thomas, Gott sei Dank, ich hatte Hilfe. Gott sei Dank, ich habe keine Ahnung mit das Scheiß, man. The Arbeitsplatte, the piece that becomes the countertop in English, the countertop that goes on top of these Schränke. This is all new to me. And like this, my friend's telling me I need to get a different size and it needs to be like this. I hate numbers and measurements. That stuff just starts swimming around in my head. It's all too complicated. So I got what I got. I just took it because the dude was nice. He was trustworthy. The price was reasonable. And I looked online. This, what I bought, if I would buy it new, it was going to be like 300 to 400 euros, which I don't have. And I got this one for less than 100. So I got to start. So now I'm just looking on eBay, kleine Anzeige. Ich schaue noch weiter. Ich hoffe, dass ich finde eine kostenlos. Ja, oder billig. Vielleicht nächsten Monat. I've seen a few billig. I've seen a few really cheap. I've seen a few for like 50 euros, 75 euros. Sometimes there's some free ones, you know, but dealing with these people on eBay is just, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. It's not the one, the dude in my town. So I thought, oh, that'll be nice and easy. I I look and he's offering like a whole bunch of counters with the sink, with the stove, everything where I needed it, and it looked like it was in decent condition. And I want to say he was asking like 180 euros or something like that. This is including the oven and everything, so totally worth it, totally a good deal, right? I write to the dude. How did it go? I wrote to him and then I was looking at the profile and I saw there was an option to pay immediately. So I checked my bank. I had just enough. I made him an offer. So I offered him a little less than what he was selling it for. I want to say maybe I offered 150 and I think he wanted 180 or something like that. The offer didn't get accepted. And then I got a message from this guy that somebody else wrote him and offered him more. And so he's going to take that. So I said, okay. And I start looking. I found the dude in Crayfeld with just the counter pieces. And then this dude starts writing me back, asking me if I still want it. And I'm like, no, I just arranged something else. And he's like, but you offered this. I said, you just told me you're selling it to somebody else. I had some back and forth with, I don't know if this guy was lonely or if he thought he was going to do some kind of negotiating. Not very good at negotiating. He literally, I think the guy was trying to play the negotiation game without having any kind of a clue as to how one negotiates, and talks down a price on a thing. I was like, no, bro, you told me you had somebody else willing to pay you more and you were going to go with it. And he was like, but you made an offer. And I was like, you said you were going with it. Go with it. Why are we still talking? Weirdos on eBay. Das war Pack für euch beide. Ja, klar. Ich werde was finden. Es ist nicht einfach, ne? Es muss kostenlos oder billig sein. Und ich habe kein Auto. So wie soll ich das Zeug abholen, ne? Ich habe einen Kumpel mit einem Auto, aber der wohnt oben in Duisburg, weiter weg von mir. Und Benzin, und ich fühle mir schuld, weil ich brauche so viel Hilfe. Und es wäre schön, wenn ich könnte mindestens für meinen Kumpel sein Benzin bezahlen, aber das kann ich nicht. Es ist nur kompliziert. Aber ich finde es irgendwie. Ich habe auch selber eine Anzeige gemacht, Thomas, an eBay kleine Anzeige. Sachen, dass ich suche, Ofen, Herd. Vielleicht werde ich Glück haben, vielleicht jemand wird das sehen und vielleicht bekomme ich etwas. Wer weiß. Stranger things have happened. Oh boy. But I think we're going to clean up here and we're going to start to bring this down to an end. I'm feeling tired of talking. My eyes are feeling a little wanky from concentrating on that painting. But we made good progress today. Danke, Thomas. Guck mal. Wir haben was geschafft heute. Huh? Heute haben wir was geschafft. We got something done today. There are really only a few more places I want to touch and get into. Hair, clean up the jacket a little. I think I still need a twig or two down there laying on the ground. Yeah, I'm very pleased. I made some great progress. Dankeschön. I am very pleased. Just a few more things. We are almost there. Just a few more things. Like I said, my lighting right now, it's already dark outside here. So the lights I have on here is fake lighting. It's not good lighting. Yellow lights. I get some money. I should invest in some lighting for this. Like maybe like a spotlight like people use for photography and stuff like that. All right, folks. Thomas, ich danke dir persönlich, dass du da warst. Ich danke dir, weil du hast auch was da geschrieben in the chat. Ich hatte nur ein paar Leute hier, Got 5 likes. I appreciate those 5 likes. I appreciate the 5 people that took time to stop by and click that like button. Danke, dass ihr alle da war. Thank you that you all were here. Now I'm going back and forth between German and English. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get a microwave meal in my belly. And yeah, hopefully we'll do this again soon. Make sure you got the bell rung so you get notifications when I spontaneously go on live. And yeah, until we meet again, make sure you're all taking care of yourself. I appreciate all the support. Thanks for being here.